Hello there, this is SD. I hope that everything is well with you. We are going to go for Engi A today for number 16, I believe, on this current streak. It's been a few days since I played, so I can't quite recall, but I believe we were at 15. I don't know why I went that way around. I could have literally just clicked this button once. Whatever. Anyway, Engi A here, it's a okay ship with a sort of ions and drones setup, which I enjoy playing if I can get a drone recovery arm, but that's a large if. And sometimes you just want to swap the weapons around, but we will see. This ship is pretty good at getting crew kills early by ionizing oxygen in any safe fight, which is a nice little thing. Okay. This corner sucks. We are not going there. We're going to go here, here, there, I think. That sees the most, with the fewest jumps. We do have a Engi Medbot dispersal to sell, so an early store just to get rid of that and turn it into a shield buffer would be useful. Oh god, they have a fucking defense drone too. That is like the worst thing they can have. Well. They're quite likely going to shoot down my ions repeatedly. Like, I would normally want to just be aiming at weapons, but yeah, they're going to keep shooting those down. We may just end up losing this one. Fortunately, that is only a Lido missile. Our main hope here, since the ions travel very slowly, it's very easy for the thing to shoot that down. What we're mainly hoping for here is that maybe we end up just hitting the defense drone too, or that our combat drone gets 2 fast shots off. Fortunately, we've dodged quite a few of these missiles. Yeah, we did get a shot through there. Okay, I'm glad that you're shooting weapons, but could you shoot drones? If you shoot down their defense drone, we just win the fight. Our FTL is now charged, so we can decide whether or not we want to leave. Take a quick look at the map. I'm willing to stick around for a little while. This only does 1 damage. And we've dodged 4 out of 5. I mean, we may just run them out of missiles. Mainly, I'd be concerned if they hit my shields, and that could set up a cascade, but we have double engines, so we can repair this very quickly. We'll take a bit of damage from this basic laser, but not very much. And our combat drone blocked a missile with his face. Yeah, I think they have like 1 or 2 missiles left. Yeah. So, it's fine. We will get this, it's just gonna take a while. And I suppose now we might as well train. It's a weird first fight. In fact, since we've done that, we might as well. We can try to ion kill this even, but we would need to blow up their drone. So I don't know how long that's gonna go off. Anyway, let's turn speed hack on. Our combat drone got blown up. That gives us even more reason to want to do this. I have no idea whether this ion would ever actually hit the defense drone. I'll do this that I'll get people shield training after they get weapon training. The Ion Blast 2 will provide weapon training very, very go. You go there. You go there. You go there. The Ion Blast 2 is the fastest weapon in the game, other than a fully spun up bolt. You have to take time to do that first, the Ion starts out that way. The defense drone 2 is kind of its kryptonite. Oh, I think we did get shots through there very briefly that turn their drones off. And now you are going to piloting, you, Jorlak, are going to engines, and you're going to weapon. I've already had to use 2 drones in this fight. It's very irritating. Having to use 3 for the first fight is frustrating. Well, I'd like to do it without it, but I have no idea if we could ever pull that off. The problem we're having, the way ionization, or the way, not ionization, just the way that weapons generally work in terms of their trajectory, is if you're auto-firing, it will always come in the same angle, which makes it much less likely that you will actually hit the drone. Well, the main problem we have in hitting the drone here is the drone will shoot down the shots that would have hit it. But the odds even of it failing are cut significantly. It's always coming in from the same angle. You know, in all that sped up training, we got 2 shots through into drones once. So I don't think we can do that, and that means we can't crew kill, even though we otherwise would be able to crew kill this ship. So I think we need to just put another combat drone up. Are you fucking kidding? Oh my god! You were so fucking aggravating. I might honestly just put the combat drone up and not even fire the Ion Blast. Like, eventually this will get multiple shots through. Of course, it could get hit by the laser, right? So I can't just speed hack this, because it would eventually do that. I'm gonna keep an eye on it so that that doesn't happen. The Defense 2 drone doesn't really tend to shoot at combat drone shots, because the combat drone, well, it'll fire at them, but the combat drone fires so close to the shield bubble that it won't intercept. So we just need to watch and make sure. Of course, if they start running away, we can't really do anything about it. Oh, good. Now we can start using this. And let's ionize those drones so that stupid thing doesn't come back. There we go. We got it now. Yeah, they are running, so we definitely need to keep this down. No, I'm not taking 7 scrap for you. You destroyed 4 of my drones. What a fucking aggravating fight. At least we got the training. Looking on the bright side. Oh god. We definitely want to target the weapons here. To try to remove this first 2. Ah, they dodged. Fortunately, they didn't hit anything important, particularly. Now, doing this with the combat drum popping shields and the ion hitting weapons doesn't actually deal any damage, but what will inevitably eventually happen is that they'll, like, dodge a combat drone shot and then the ion will hit shields, or the timing will just misalign and the ion will hit shields anyway. And in the meantime, we have complete control over the fight. Yeah, see, that happens. And now we'll do damage for a little while. It only becomes a problem if they start running away, then you need to switch to putting at least some ion shots intentionally into shields to prevent them fleeing. But here we wouldn't even need to do that, because their engines are broken and they have too many systems broken. No. Learn to surrender better. Okay, there's a store, but the location really sucks. I don't think it's worth going here just to sell the Engi Medbot Dispersal for shields. It might be that that's the more high win rate play, though. Like, I missed the entire bottom side of this sector doing that. Actually, I only really missed this jump. If I go here and then down... Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. They have a flak here, that's... I wouldn't actually be that keen on buying that, even. Like, flak and the Ion 2 do not pair well at all, because they kind of are both shield-breaking weapons. You'd need to go to weapons 5 to use them together, and it's like, what, you use the Ion Blast to strip shields and the flak to do damage? Well, great, what if you need to fire at a thin weapons room? You're never hitting that fucking thing. Like, if I had the scrap, I'd buy it because, you know, it would extend my offense, but I wouldn't be that excited about it compared to how excited I would be about normally getting the flak. Yeah, explore the asteroid field. Cool. Okay. How many jumps do we have? It looks like 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can't take this, because in case this is a store, I want to have the option of going there. So I want to go 1, 2, 3, and then I can either go 4, 5, 6 out, or I can go different ways depending on whether that is a shop. I mean, the shop, there could not be another shop at all in the sector, or it could be at like one of these two beacons. It's the engine hack event. Ship is not too dangerous, but I'm not going to bother trying to O2 crew kill it, because standard operating procedure with this event, I think, is better, is to just blow the ship up and get a random reward instead of crew killing for a medium reward. It may be that we end up only getting 7 scrap, but... yeah, another thing that you can do is to alternate your ion shots and occasionally put one into shields, as we're doing here. It does mean that their weapons come back, but we can fix that. And they need both of these weapons to hurt me. I was more cautious in the last fight when they had a burst too. So yeah, that's why I tend to blow the ship up. I could not have got that from crew killing them. That's a high scrap reward. You know, you roll the dice on that, you have a 1/3 chance to get worse, 1/3 chance to get better, and 1/3 chance to get basically the same. I figure those are reasonable odds. Especially since going for a crew kill is more annoying. And we couldn't have done it safely there anyway without running them out of bombs. If we desync these lasers, we'll actually be completely safe. So let's see if we can do that. And we'll vent away these annoying humans. So you just get out of there, and we'll vent from over here as well. The venting on this ship is not great. but it'll do. Turn this off, because we may well be able to actually crew kill this ship. But we did need to turn the combat drone on, unfortunately, at least at first. Now, let's keep an eye. That fires. Yeah, the ship can now never hurt us, because it would need both of its lasers to hit my shields at a similar time to open up the possibility of the beam drone hurting us. But now it can't do that, so we can O2 kill this ship. Cool. And these, as long as we don't ion the weapons again, these will never resync, because they will just fire every 10 seconds or so. About 9 in a bit, because their weapons are manned. Looks like they only have level 1 oxygen as well. Am I arrogant enough to turn speed hack on with all of the recent disasters I've had related to that? Absolutely. If I die because of that, it will be funny. But as you can see, this is completely safe. Oh, do they have level 2 oxygen? It looks like it, but we're getting through anyway. Cool. People aid the civilian ship, obviously. This is a very easy crew kill. Look out, it's an Engi. Send in the Engis, the mightiest of all battles. Ironically, a crew kill here is probably harder for our ship than it would be typically, because, like, normally we'd send this guy back, we'd kill the second boarder, and then we'd put one shot on that guy's face. But the only shot that we have that is capable of dealing hit point damage is this combat drone, and I can't aim the stupid thing. So, instead we will let the second person board, which is another Engi. We'll beat the shit out of them, and then we'll, once they're no longer willing to board us, we'll turn speed hack on and ion their oxygen. What level is it? I suppose we might as well start now. God damn it, it's level 2. I also don't want to have to turn on the combat drone to do it, because that spends a drone part. I don't need to spend a drone part here. And considering that we had to fucking use 4 in our first fight, it's particularly valuable to not do that. The actual reason I started using O2 crew kills strats on this ship is actually to preserve drone parts. When I first did it, it was long enough ago that I didn't really understand the differences between crew killing and not crew killing. Oh, that is such a fucking good reward. That's not related to the crew kill, we'd have got this regardless. But we got a high scrap reward on the first bit, which we would not have got without crew killing. So yeah, we get 30 scrap and a weapon, and we can use that to deal damage without needing to deploy a combat drone. There isn't another store. Depending on the enemy, I probably, against the one shield enemy, I think Ion and Combat 1 is better, because it's just able to get through faster and disable weapons and make things safe. But in fights where we're in fights where we're completely secure, we'll Ion O2. But certainly this gives us an option against, for example, auto ships, to blow them up without having to use drones. I'm going to go here, here, and here. Or am I, actually? I was going to say I would do that because, yes, we do have the time to do that. I'm going to do that instead of going here, here, and here, because if we say go here and then the fleet pursuit gets doubled, we have to dive. So if we go this way, we have the ability to cut it short. For obvious reasons, the Charge 2 is better here. Good, that got shut down. I'm going to charge this up to 2 and then shoot there. And because I can fire this at 1 point of charge, if this hits, I take that down. Charge 2 is a very versatile weapon. It's not the strongest weapon in FTL by any means, but it is very useful, especially on ships that only have 3 weapon slots. And I hit shields there to pull their pilot. Though their autopiloting apparently is very good anyway. Fortunately, our weapons have not got hit by the pulsar once. We would have probably had to turn the combat drone on if that had happened. What do we have here? We have an auto ship that can't hurt us, so we keep the charge 2 on, and hopefully we're going to get a double reward here. Sadly, having now got this, I really wish I did have that flak, but there was no way we were getting it. Sort of selling everything, which is absolutely not the right play. Go double reward. Sadly, we did not get a double reward. Now, we still want another weapon to upgrade onto, because the problem, we could theoretically use these 2 weapons together, but that requires going to weapon 6, which is insanely expensive. So I want something a little bit cheaper to put into play, to pair with, and which of these 2 3-power weapons we use will depend on what weapon that we get. We'll probably want to use the charge 2 and something else. So that allows us to do hull damage without using drone parts. Search among the stores, and we found one, and it has good stuff. Okay. Certainly buying the heavy laser. That gives us a cheap upgrade. Are these bait? What sectors do I have next? Nebula or Mantis? My concern about buying this, of course, is that if we immediately find a store and it has hacking, it could put us out of reach of being able to buy it. But let's see, that would take us to 20 scrap. We could theoretically sell these 2 for 60. And we could even sell the long-range scanners themselves for 15. But with the heavy laser to upgrade onto, I don't mind selling. Well, actually, it could be either of these weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. That being done, which sector should I go to? Both of these sector types are made significantly better by having scanners, because it's much easier to avoid empty fights with it. Mantis has more ships we can ion crew kill, I think. We have the same choices at Sector 3, so that's not really affected. We're going either Uncharted Nebula or this red sector, regardless of which we got. I'm going to go Mantis. And yeah, if we see an immediate store, then there's a degree of punish for that, but we didn't. Cool, we can go to the only fight that we see, and also at the same time go to the beacon that sees the most stuff. I like that. Download the data stores. Well, that certainly devalues the long-range scanners we just got, but unfortunately this is the only store in the sector, and we have one fight we can get before it. Let's go take it, and then we'll head to the store. We'll probably end up, if we see hacking there, selling stuff for it. Here I want to use the Ion Blast and Combat Drone because they are more easily able to depower this missile. You go to doors so we can vent this stupid Mantis. Yep. Yeah, there's no way our Charge 2 would have been able to do that before they got to fire the missile, because, you know, it would have needed 10 seconds to charge to be able to even get through the shield and still do damage, and that definitely would have let them get a missile off. Perhaps only one, but this way they got none at all. Vent this dumbass out. Yeah. Well, we can power the heavy laser. I suppose that's another way we could have done this, would have been power the heavy laser from the start with the combat drone. Combat drone pops shields and we shoot the weapons to kill the missile. Like that. And I might as well use that to end this fight since they only have 2 hull left. Well, that's a little annoying. Equalize the oxygen. Everybody heal. And we're off to the ships. Okay, they don't have hacking anyway, and the only other thing I would want here is cloaking, which we can't afford. And since we know there are no other shops this sector, I'm going to immediately upgrade my weapons, which is not what I would typically do. But that allows us to run the heavy laser with one of these 2 3-power weapons. I think against 1 shield chips, it's generally going to be better to run it alongside the Ion 2. That can suppress shields very, very quickly. But I am going to head off for a bit. Okay, I am back. So, we are in the Mantis sector. We have no more stores, so we are free to take all of these fights that we saw because of the map that we had revealed. And we're pretty good on weapons as well. So we just want to build up scrap for next sector, which regrettably is either a red sector or an Uncharted Nebula. But neither of which are particularly high on stores, but we'll make do. Now, the path that gets the most fights is probably something like, which that joined up there would be easier. Probably something like this, that, these. That distress beacon sucks. On the other hand, I might get these ones up at the top instead. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I have the ability to do that? No. Well, we're going here first regardless, so we can start planning. I want the Ion here. It's faster, and it keeps the shields down indefinitely so that the asteroids can do them damage. Shoot the weapons, actually, first. Oh, for fuck's sake, it hit an asteroid. Heavy Laser 1 just generally works really, really well on this ship because it's cheap to upgrade onto, and it's very, very powerful. It's great at dealing hull damage and pairs so well with the Ion 2. However, against 2 shield chips, I'd probably want to use the laser unless I can get hacking. If you can weapon hack, the Ion 2 has loads of time to chew through the enemy's shields. But without it, it's not great. And we have basically the same fight that we just had, but with a different 1 power laser on the enemy's side and a different drone. Yeah, those lined up enough for them to do 1 point of damage. I suppose I could have gone and manned shields, and I think I would have avoided that. And now we can start stockpiling drone parts and recover from that early annoyance, because We now don't need to use the combat drone every fight, we just use it when it's, you know, helpful, like if we're against a particularly dangerous enemy or an enemy with Zoltan shields or whatever. We will attack the ship. I'm going to power the combat drone here to try to disable this missile. We might be able to crew kill this, we'll see. That is annoying. Ah! Timing was off. Whatever. Okay, turn you off. Because this ship should be 2 crew, one of whom with an Engi. Yeah. So if we can send the Mantis back, keep ionizing the weapon so that that missile doesn't come back. You know, the Engi will repair it, but it doesn't matter if it's ionized. Ha ha! That was some good timing, if I do say so myself. Now I'm going to shoot at it with the laser because I just want to get it offline. And we'll actually vent to this room to make sure the Engi dies when he's on my ship. So that's down. Okay. Crew kill! I think it's probably going to be here, here, there, there, and out. Which gets us 3 more fights. It's the Mantis ship collectors. I'm probably gonna kill these guys, but I'll let my FTL charge up and look at the map before I make a decision on that. I'm gonna just kill this guy on the first boarding if I can. Which I can't because I have multiple Engis and they're terrible at dealing damage. Like, if I go to crew kill this ship with ionizing the oxygen, I will be able to do it regardless of how many crew they have over there, because the Mantis ship collectors is a rare Mantis ship that has all Mantis crew. They don't have an Engi slave. But yeah, before I make that decision, I want to look at the map, because I think there are quite a lot of spaces that this ship could go that would suck, in addition to delaying me getting a reward. And since I already have 3 weapons, I have less need of a weapon drop anyway. It's just, often weapon drops are very, very good, because the more drops you get, the more likely it is you get a really good weapon, and you can always sell them. Okay, so now let's just charge up our engines, take a look at the map. Let's find out what level your oxygen is while I'm doing this. It's level 2, unfortunately, because that's flashing green and blue, which means it's not fully ionized despite us hitting it with an ion. There's not really anywhere it could go in this sector that we couldn't reach. Like, if it went there, it would be annoying if it went there just because we'd go here and here and then we'd lose these jumps. It could fairly easily also get pushed into next sector. Although I think it would have to go at one of these empty beacons. Do you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna roll the dice on this. Let them escape. My hope is that it goes there, because I'm intending to go to that beacon anyway, so if it does that, that'd be great. And if it doesn't, it's not, like, awful. Let's just take a quick look. Okay, we've got fires there. I want to actually let them put that out. I have occasionally been intending to let these guys run away, and failed, because I get so many fires on their ship that the terrible Mantis firefighting can't put them out, and they just never man their piloting to get away. There we go. Except, yeah, now they have all these things, so this is the thing that can happen, and if those fires spread, they might never be willing to man. I suppose I could have switched to the charge laser, but that could also set fires. Put that out, please. There we go. After the... Yeah, it has unfortunately gone there. I can go like here, here, and there, and then I get the same number of fights. It's just one of them is a guaranteed weapon drop. It does mean fighting in a pulsar, but that's not too bad for this ship. Oh, cool. We will offer the Mantis up for a bounty and get a high scrap reward. I don't think even multiple Engis can put that out in time for it to not burn out. No, so we take 6 hull damage. That event, of course, has the chance to deal hull damage regardless of what option you select, and the one I selected is actually a lower likelihood. But we got the 1 in 3 outcome there and took 5 free hull damage. Do I definitely have 2 jumps here? Yes. I wish I could go to the one fight that wasn't in the pulsar and then the ship collector outcome, but the map does not allow me to do that. Spooky. Go to doors. Okay, don't go to doors, go there. Good. I'm gonna actually switch to this now because after the pulse goes off, I'm also putting the heavy laser in slot 1 so that if my weapons get ionized, the heavy laser stays up. But yeah, I can fire the charge laser every time it gets a single point of charge, which is a very, very useful property in a pulsar. Now, this, the Mantis ship collectors, even though we're only in Sector 2, this can in fact spawn with 2 shield bubbles, and they will also have enough boarders to board me with 2 Mantis. So I'm going to go in manning my doors preemptively. They will 100% board me with 2 Mantis. In fact, when my doors de-ionize, I might actually intentionally vent certain areas in advance. Of course, that requires them to stop ionizing my fucking doors. Yeah, let's vent these areas in advance, so if they go into any of them, they'll immediately start taking suffocation damage. Because, yeah, this always spawns a Mantis bomber or similar class ship. Okay, they haven't actually come in with above average shields, but they will board with 2 because they have 4 crew over there, which they would not typically have. That's very annoying. We're going to vent them out to the medbay then. Just get my entire crew in here. I don't like this. It's a dangerous bomb and it goes off in my medbay. That would be extremely bad. That's an ion bomb. There's it has to be because it's very slow. You go there because they will board me again. As usual in this second part of this fight, you do have to be wary of the fact they are going to start trying to run. So I am shooting their piloting now. And this should prompt surrender. Okay, they're getting down to 2 health before they surrender this time. And I'm definitely going to take the Flat Gun Mark 1. Pleasure doing business with you. Yeah. That's why it's generally worth allowing those guys to get away, and I'm glad that I did ultimately come to that decision. So now we can just go Flak Heavy Laser 1, and that is an incredibly powerful setup. I'll keep the ion on my active bar for the moment in case I get a fight that I can use that to get O2 crew kills. Although it's not too likely from this point on, and I'll probably sell it at the next store. Aid the civilian ship. This is not such a fight because they have a missile. Nice dodge. What crew do they have over there? Unfortunately, they have an Engi with their Mantis. So if they had been double Mantis, I might have been able to just hit oxygen and crew kill them that way. Cool. Triple reward. We are definitely going to the abandoned sector. There are 2 stores there. We have long-range scanners to find fights. We now, at this point, can buy cloaking if we see it ahead of hacking. Which, as mentioned before, is not my preferred play, but I would definitely do it now, especially with these fast, powerful weapons. We're going to go here, here, and maybe then there and there. Depends on what we see. We will attack the Lanius ship. This Lanius ship can't hurt us, but of course, getting oxygen crew kills is not possible. I will keep the ion on my bar anyway, because just because we're in a Lanius ship does not mean every single ship we fight will be a Lanius. And I don't think it matters anyway, because I don't think there'd be any fights where I'd want to use the Charge 2 over Flak Heavy Laser. I suppose there could be like a Pulsar fight where that might be useful, but if that's the case, I can switch weapons beforehand. Fortunately, they didn't hack anything important, which mostly would have been shields, so the ship cannot hurt me at all. Contact the slugs, who have done slug things and run away, but fine, we got 24 scrap anyway. Yeah, we want to go here even though there's not a fight indicated, because we want to see all these beacons at the top. We will hail the platform and attempt to communicate. Fucking hell. At least one of these is a Leto missile. They can't both be Artemis, and they actually both are, because ships this early cannot have Weapon 6. Weapon 5 is their maximum at this point in the game, and enemy Artemis missiles are 2 power weapons. Yes. If they had a weapon manning bonus, they would have been able to get that missile off in time, but fortunately they only have 2 crew over there, and they wouldn't get the benefit of weapon manning anyway right now because the weapon system is damaged. Flak Heavy is so good. We will investigate the fueling platform and get fuel. Yeah, we're going here, ignore this fight. We just want to find stores right now. We are actually at the point we could afford hacking and cloaking, because we could sell like the Ion Blast and the anti-personnel drone, and that would get us to above 230. Obviously, if we do that, we just are completely clean sailing. I'd really like a defense drone as well, since seemingly every enemy on this run has a fucking missile. good. I was worried that doing 2 damage to that, they obviously had at least weapons 3 because they were powering the halberd. And I was a little worried that they might use that to bring the missile back up. But fortunately, they were dumb. Okay. They have a rock over there, so I was hoping, you know, if I looked over there and saw there were a bunch of fires, I might have been able to go for a crew kill, but there were no fires and they have a rock. Pull one of their repair guys, and no. That surrender offer was not good. Where the fuck are the stores? Okay. So, like I said, not every ship in a Lanius sector is going to have Lanius on it. Hello, Mr. Rockman. Although, actually, we can't ion crew kill this ship anyway, thinking on it, because they have 2 shield bubbles, and you can't do that with just the ion 2 through 2 shields. But we might be able to crew kill them in different ways. We'll see. It depends on what crew they have over there. We'll send this idiot back and then reevaluate. You go to sensors. No, we're not crew killing this ship with oxygen. They got an Engi. They have 2 rocks. So let's just blow them up. You know, we might otherwise be able to do it. Like, if there are other crew members, included the Mantis, we could stick the Mantis on fixing oxygen, perhaps. But, of course, this being a pirate ship in a Lanius sector, there was also the possibility that it might be a Lanius, and then there would have been definitely no way to do it. Nice. So, that wasn't the defense drone that I mentioned that I would want, but one moment. Okay, we're back. And we found a store. I'm going to skip the Pulsar fight, both because it's hinky and also if this store sucks, it buys us more time to find the second store, which is either here or somewhere up in this top corner. Hacking. Buying Burst Laser 2. Get rid of this stuff. Take a quick look. We do not have an immediate store. But yeah. Okay, we're skipping this because that doesn't help us see anything. We're going to go here. If we see cloaking in a store, we can get it by selling something. I'm wondering if I should greed and buy these stealth weapons. I mean, if I see cloaking, let's see, these combine for 35 plus 25 plus 17 is 77. And I can even sell this as well. Yeah, fuck it, we're doing that. That's a very greedy play, but I love stealth weapons, and with these guns, they're particularly good. They're also particularly good with offensive drones, because they allow you to do fun stuff. So if I were to get cloaking and be using those, I can do some pretty silly things with my 3 drone slots. Hacking is more reliable here than putting up a defensive 2 drone and stopping the missile, because, well, the defense 2 drone might just shoot at a laser instead of what I actually want it to shoot at. That is why, generally speaking, a defense 1 drone is better than a defense 2 drone. But the defense 2 drone is not to be sniffed at. There are situations where you're fighting enemies with loads of guns and where you actually want a defense drone too. However, because we're very close to having the cloak hack cycle, I don't think that's going to be something we need to worry about in this run. Okay, there's the other store. We'll take some more jumps so that we can try to build up our scrap to minimize how much we would need to sell if we see cloaking there. We can especially, we'll especially be able to pump, actually leave this room empty with air, although I think they'll probably just run into piloting anyway. They may end up smashing that. Let's let you punch away in there for a moment. Maybe if I get air back in. I think actually we should be able to kill somebody before they break this system, and then this guy will run in to join in. You just hold him off for a moment. There we go. Damage avoided. Yeah, from a strict optimization play, buying the stealth weapons there was subjectively wrong, but I love stealth weapons, and I think I can still make cloaking work here while having got them, so. We will gladly do that. We're not using our missiles. That means I can get cloaking just by selling the defense 2 drone. Attempt to harvest some. Cool, this is a possible double scrap reward. We might regret it if that store has cloaking and something else we might want. But you know, you can't have everything. No, my sensors. Nice. Now we can get cloaking without selling anything at all. Will do. I could buy a defense 1 drone, but there's not, at this point now that I have cloaking, there's not really much point in that. I'm actually going to sell the defense 2 drone as well, just to get some upgrades right now. The beam drone's kind of cute, but what I actually want, beyond the fact that I can't get that without selling the anti-personnel drone, what I actually want is to get some combat drones. I would ideally like 3 combat 1 drones. And we have quite a few sectors to try to get more of those. So we'll do that. But for the moment, I'll actually wait until I jump out of this sector in case I'm an early store, but because we'd like to be able to get a backup battery. But probably I'm just going to push cloaking and hacking right now. I'm keeping the anti-personnel drone because our anti-boarding crew sucks, so I might as well. I will eventually jettison it. I could do this, but I'm not going to. Of course, if we want to do multi-drone stuff anyway, we do need a drone recovery arm. So that is something we're going to look out for. We go civilian because that's just generally the best sector type to go to. I definitely need some power now. I haven't bought a single power bar so far. Now I just need to push them to power my subsystems. I don't think, even though this ship has a Zoltan shield, I don't think I need to use a combat drone to get through, because these weapons don't line up very well. And I can cloak if it looks like they're going to line up. Like, I'll just cloak you. Fire safely because we have stealth weapons without breaking our cloak. And we're already through the Zoltan shield. We could maybe O2 crew kill this ship, but I don't want to deal with the bother of it, having to deal with the mind control and all that. I'm just going to blow them up. We might as well jump here just to see what's at that beacon. I wouldn't go to a store there, given that I have hardly any scrap, but it's worth at least knowing if that is one, because then we know there's -1 store relative to what we would expect. What's your specialty? Sure, that's a very cheap door upgrade, and at this point it doesn't particularly prevent us from getting what we want to get in the near future by spending that scrap. We only need 1 shield bubble here. Ah, you asshole. Having knocked that offline, we'll see whether we can do this without using another drone. It will be a little difficult if they start trying to run, because they have effectively 3 shield bubbles here. Human, go goodbye. If we shoot the drone room, we'll pull the pilot now. Doesn't look like they're running anyway. Nice! That is a high reward. So that's the 2nd time that's happened this run. Should I check this store? I can buy drone recovery arm at the moment by selling anti-personnel drone, which is the main thing that I would want, so I'm going to check it. I can also buy back a battery if I see that. Regrettably, neither of those things are here, and I don't want anything else. The defense 1 drone is nice, but I don't need it with the cloak hack cycle. Explore the asteroid field. I'm almost certainly going to go through the nebula and do a big dive in this sector. Don't seem to have very many fights, considering this is a civilian sector, which usually is pretty lucrative. On the other hand, you often get fights like this at unmarked beacons in civilian sectors. We will aid the civilian ship. I could combat drone this, but I can once again just cloak the missile. Okay, with that having happened, we're putting a combat drone on now. So I was intending to just break through on the next volley, but can't guarantee that now. Thank you, combat drone. I think they might get a missile off here. Nope, they didn't. Nice. What crew do they have over there? That looks like a pretty crew killable pair. Let the doors lock. Eat burst laser. And I think he's gonna, yeah, he's definitely burning to death now, even if he gets out of this room, which I don't think he does. Nope. No double reward, but a very good single reward nevertheless. Take this, and then we'll go over and down into the nebula. We can do this without hacking. These weapons are very non-threatening. You have an Engi, but are repairing shield with a Mantis. This is a great decision. Let's actually run the 2 Engis in there. I think that's likely to still burn down. But they can at least fix it quickly. It will be more annoying to fix it if there's no air in there. Yes, let's listen to their offer. Cool. You'll get a free weapon from this. We don't need to hack this either. We'll just cloak after they fire the ion. I should have actually cloaked after that fired, but before this fired, but the timing on that was fairly tight. I see you have an Engi over there. Whatever. Yep, let them live. Cool, that sells for loads and loads of scrap. I'll get the greedy upgrade here because there's a pretty good chance that that jump is manually searched. Should I take this fight? Yes. I think this basically guarantees that we're diving, but I don't care. Let's open more external doors so we can advance faster. We don't need to vent this room particularly quickly because then doing a point of damage to it doesn't do anything other than provide me a repair opportunity. Good thing too, because I forgot to open the fucking door to that room. Now, I also didn't open both external vents, so it was venting slower. Very silly of me. Oops. I also intended to equalize the oxygen by opening the internal doors only, not the external ones. Okay, well, we have a 2/3 chance of finding manually searching one of these events, which our pilot upgrade will help us with. Yep. So this next beacon that we're going to will either be an auto ship fight or manually search. Given that piloting is upgraded, there's no way he breaks that system before we kill someone in here and he runs back in the medbay. Hold scrap just in case this is a store. Yep. Unfortunately, we did not benefit from that upgrade. Oh well. Storage cache. We are gonna hack this. Engage the hack after they fire the ion on the heavy one. That's level 2 mind control because our Engi has 115 hit points. That is unfortunate because it means we need to distract him with weapons longer. Just cloak now. Engi's going heal before they mind control again. Alas. It's too late. Let's take out their piloting, because I don't like them dodging all these turns. See? It's very rude of them to keep dodging. I got all the trouble of charging my weapons up and firing. It's just like, nah, we're just gonna dodge. We have a lot of money here because we're gonna sell that burst 3. If we had a 4 slot setup, we could buy this other heavy laser and we would absolutely kick ass, but regrettably we do not. However, we can still take this upgrade, which I'm going to do because we want to keep 50 scrap at all times, so I can buy drone recovery arm if I see it. But other than that, there's not really anything I want, or other drones, there's not really anything else that I want in stores. So I can be pretty aggressive about pushing upgrades. No, I actually do want to keep you in engines because it charges our FTL faster. I'm gonna get 100% Cloak of Ed next. Did not get tagged at 5%. Can we kill them before they lock onto us again with their ASB? Yes, we can. Give me your 1 fuel. Go to the Slug Nebula. These are both a little awkward because they have boarding events and we still have our basic crew. We do have this anti-personnel room. Vent these idiots until they die. Go down there. Okay, we're gonna use speed hack to get my oxygen all the way up because there's a fairly common oxygen hack event in this sector. Take a quick look. Okay, there's no store. I'm going to get the upgrade on my med bay. The reason for this is the most dangerous event in this sector is the worrying radiation event where they hack your med bay and then send 2 slugs over to board you. That event can at this point have mind control as well, and if we face that we would be in a great deal of danger. Now we could counter it with our hacking, but if it's a ship that has dangerous weapons as well, I want to be able to hack their weapons. So let's get this upgrade, that way I can use a medbay blue option to counter the hack, and we can at least sort of survive that event. We will aid the civilian ship. They are boarding me with rocks, clearly. Or at least a rock. That's a promising amount of fire, even with an Engi in there. They don't have a med bay either. Yeah, go on in. Turn on the upgraded med bay. Damn it, they have another Engi. They had another Engi. So the big thing here is whether I can kill that rock. The Mantis will definitely burn to death, but the rock has too many hit points. That's gonna burn down and then they'll blow up. Annoying. I suppose there's a small chance they'll run out of air in there before it can do that if they have like level 3 piloting or something, but they didn't. We needed to do more damage to the rock before he left the ship. No augments. Quick look at the map. 4th air. I would at this point buy a slug if I see one, just because having a slug pilot would be useful. We can't obviously get mind control, so having a mind control immune pilot would be very good. I'm not too concerned about finding the other store in this sector, so I think I will jump back here, even though it doesn't help me see anything. Let's see, there's at least one other store in the nebula, and there's possibly one down at these non-nebula jumps. That one's rather difficult to see. I'm wondering if I should instead go here and take these. Yeah, I will actually skip that so that I get to see this beacon. Distress. That could potentially give us a free slug, but it takes us away from getting more fights. Doesn't see anything new. I'm gonna skip it. These guys have spooky weapons. I mean, I have flak burst too and heavy one, so I'm one to talk. But... there we go. They're going to get to cloak before we fire again. It's always the case with the burst 2. They get... With max weapon skill, you will get it ready to fire just about in time, but the lasers will not in fact reach them. So don't be fooled. Unless you have an auto reload, then you can do it. No. Do not accept surrenders from slugs. It is a bad idea. See if we can take advantage of the isolated oxygen room. It kind of depends. I maybe should have run someone over to engines while doing that, but whatever. I slightly mistimed that. That was because I'm not manning weapons currently, so... They're indoors. They have boarded me with one Engi on their Mantis ship. If we can get a fire going, this should be a crew kill. And even without a fire, hitting oxygen is rather difficult for them to deal with. When they break through the door, let's see if we can kill them in here. Yep. They have crew left, but they are Mantis, and Mantis are very, very bad at repairing. So that oxygen should run out before they can fix it. Or they'll fix it and then I'll just shoot it right out again, and the slow Mantis repairs will screw them. I'll need to be a little bit careful with my shots just because they only have 3 hull. I can't just shoot everything at them because that might blow them up. Thankfully it's only level 1. Let's actually use the heavy laser to pop a shield and the burst laser to break that. That does only 1 hull damage. And in addition to the 25-second repair time, they have to add on to that the time it takes to bust through the locked door. Yeah, they're not going to get this fixed. They'll suffocate before that happens. Not a great crew kill reward, but they can't all be winners. Go here and then there, probably. Depending on what I see. Okay, it's one of these. We can safely counter this. This ship is not very dangerous. Fire beam does nothing at all because they can't get through my shields. The halberd beam I can just deal with by cloaking if my shields are down at the wrong time. Well, not down, but down low enough for that to actually do anything. There's no point in trying to crew kill this ship because the oxygen hack event is always a medium scrap reward regardless of whether you crew kill or not. I also can't see what's going on, so it would be difficult anyway. I go here, 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 there. I think I can. I would still see. I've seen this jump already. I would still see this one in time, I think. At worst, I miss one possible store. I mean, our other store could be down in this corner anyway. I'm gonna do it. Could you please ask me about how many moons there are, or something like that? No, unfortunately. Although this could be a double scrap fight. Yeah, yuck. I'm gonna get 100% cloak evade after this fight. Ah. We got that stuff offline just in time. This ship appears to be too annoying to try to crew kill. I could use the anti-personnel drone here, but I don't have to. I can just run people in and out of the level 2 medbay. We just need to make sure no one dies when this Zoltan goes pop. Nasty weapons. I'm glad I have the cloak hack cycle. Although the cloak hack cycle actually doesn't work perfectly against this ship anyway because they have multiple charge weapons, and the hack against that can't backwards charge their weapons enough for it to be 100% effective. But it can delay them for a very, very, very long time, and thus buy you time to either break their weapons or escape if you need to. The ship also has an isolated oxygen room, but unfortunately they're trying to run away, so we're not going to be able to take advantage of that. That was a very conveniently timed decision to leave the piloting room. It looks like they didn't have autopilot there. I don't think we need to hack here. Oh, for God's sake, I didn't open the internal door. We might be able to crew kill this. They don't have a medical unit, so when these guys go back, they'll board us again with different crew, which should probably include whatever Engi they've got over there. So it may be a little tricky depending on what this bomb is. If it's an ion bomb, it's not safe to risk it. Yeah. I mean, we might be able to cloak it. The danger, obviously, is they could ion bomb my shields, and then bad stuff would happen. Actually let you in, because I want the Engi to die. Let's cloak when this bomb goes off, and that will simultaneously... Even if that had hit me, which it could have, I would have had loads of time to recharge stuff. But more importantly, it buys me time to kill these crew. It makes getting an actual kill much more likely. Can I just lightly tag this room? Good, because I want the crew to be in there. They should only have the two Mantis who initially boarded us at low health. I can't see precisely what's going on over there. Okay, that killed someone. So if this person has 15 health or less, he'll die. I'm not sure what they do, though. No, unfortunately. Oh well, no crew kill. I guess I should have shot oxygen. It may be that using the flak cost me there because I did a bit of hull damage that I couldn't aim at the correct rooms. If you pick weapons here, you get a high scrap reward if you can kill, but that typically requires you to have a teleporter. If you pick shields, you get a high scrap reward if you can crew kill, but I can't see the ship, of course. I'm gonna just say oxygen, which is only a medium scrap reward, but whatever. It's the safest pick. Yeah, I would not want to be trying to fight this ship and trying to crew kill it. I'm just ignoring the mind control. If it weren't for the fact that our oxygen is hacked and the ship is quite dangerous, we could try using this to max out combat and evade. Combat and repair training, rather, but now that the weapons are basically neutralized, I'm going to try to hit shields in order to win this fight faster, because obviously my oxygen is draining. Yeah, we don't need to greed for more scrap at that event. We are in great shape. reduced to buying a human. No, not yet. There doesn't seem to be anything back there, so there's no point taking a dive. Let's just go move on. Also, I'm going to upgrade my cloaking all the way since we have stealth weapons. Engi or abandoned. I do not want to go to Lanius 6 with 3 crew and no mind control counter. Sure, we have the anti-personnel drone, but that's not enough. Come on, you know you want to give me a drone recovery arm. God damn it. Let's take this other store. Boo. I'm gonna buy a Zolt, make them in shields. Gives me another body and another power bar. You can win the game with just 3 crew, but it's a little more comfortable if you have more. Normally I'd stick my 4th crew member indoors, but that would waste a power bar. And my doors got upgraded anyway in that cheap event. Okay, we get a map reveal. That's generally not all that helpful in Engi sectors that don't have very many fights to find in the first place. It's the Engi sex event. Let us contact them. The ships are achieving a union. You get your free con ships. If I put my heavy laser in slot 1, it won't get ionized regardless of whether my weapons get hit, and that will mean I can continue doing damage. Nope. Oh, I never saved crew positions. Let's do that now. Let's take this store. Do you have it? No, you don't. Boo. I do wish one of the things that they probably should have done in this game that is a small criticism I have of it is that the things that you can find in stores should vary depending on what type of sector you're in. It does actually do this with crew types, but that's the only thing it does. Like, I really think like it should logically work that if you're in a store in, say, a Mantis sector, you should be more likely to see a teleporter, and that if you're in a store in an Engi sector, you're more likely to see drone parts. That, or if you're in a store in a slug sector, you're more likely to see a fire weapon or something like that. I think that would add an interesting layer of decision making in terms of what sector that you want to go to, and it would also make the sectors more distinguishable and such, but unfortunately, they did not go that direction beyond with crew, and you can buy crystal lockdown bombs in rock sectors only, which is bad because that weapon sucks. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get a drone recovery arm, sadly, unless we get one for free, which I would not count on. For the ship, sadly we got hull damage instead of a free weapon. I'm probably going to go here, exit, and then dive. We will accept their surrender. That's not a particularly large transfer of goods, but it is still 25 scrap for doing absolutely nothing. Ooh, a slave trader. Let us murder them. Nice guns. Would be a shame if someone were to cloak hack cycle them. Since their weapons are not dangerous, let's just take out their cloak. Wow. They obviously have multiple Engis over there, which I guess makes sense since this is in an Engi sector. Okay, we got a fire there because they're running multiple people to that room. So that might keep it down for a while. No. I know we bought a Zoltan not that long ago, but I don't need another one. I'd rather the high scrap reward. Yeah, we'll go distress. There, dive. Offer them assistance and shield their ship with ours. Do I have enough time actually to go to that jump? Ooh, it's very close. I'm gonna just take the fight. I'm about 75% sure that we can, in fact, go here and here. But this is just an empty beacon, it may be nothing. Let's take the guaranteed scrap reward. Some people are of the opinion that in Engi sectors it's actually better to go to the blank beacons because of the abundance of free stuff that you can get. We've already had some of those events here, but I mean, we haven't had any of the fairly common weapon drops or drone drops that you can get in Engi sectors. But I'd rather just the guaranteed return at this point. It's not like we need weapons or drones to win this run, and we're not even guaranteed to find a store to sell them at. Though we probably should be able to, because next sector is a green sector guaranteed. Go kaboom. Yeah, we did, but you can see how close that is as to why I wasn't convinced we definitely could. I see you were also a fan of Flak First Slicer. Flip those guys. We're not going to be killing this ship. Let's just get out without taking damage or losing anyone. Really? This is not the Sector 7 choice I want to see with scanners, but the homeworld quest is pointless at this. It's mostly going to be a waste of beacons since we won't be able to do the whole quest line. So we'll go to the ordinary Engi sector. One moment. Okay, we're back. Go up here. Of course, the first fight after I upgrade my shields to the third shield bubble is one where I don't need the third shield bubble. That's a nice start. Got that. Damn it, I wanted the fire to spread in that room. And it didn't. Had we been able to get to 4 fires in there. It would have been very useful. Fuck you and your dodging. It's not as good as getting fires, but it is still useful. We could have killed those two crew if they didn't keep dodging 3 or 4 shots every volley. Yeah, our chance of getting a crew kill at this point, I think, are gone. We've done too much hull damage, and they've dodged too much and had too much chance to heal their guys. Seriously, every fucking volley they're dodging at least 3 shots. Which now it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm actually going to put the combat drone up to maximize the chance that I can stop them fleeing. Of course we can't hit them, so they're going to get out. Assholes. I shouldn't have done that, but I was so annoyed that I just decided to leave. Keep our hack. That was so fucking annoying. It is one of the risks with the cloak hack cycle, is just enemies are able to get away that might otherwise not escape if you were doing an offensive hack. But considering that it also makes it very difficult to die, I feel like that's worth the risk. Engi's and their repair speed. Let's just cloak ahead of time, and that way we can hack before they even get to fire that missile, since our engines are hacked and we're therefore not at 100% evade right now. We actually split those burst 2 shots. You'll notice they only got 2 rather shots out of that. If you hack at exactly the right frame, which is not really something you can do intentionally, or at least no one that I've ever heard of has been able to do it with any kind of consistency, but you will in fact split their shots up. If they ever get to fire this again, which they might not, but if they do ever get to fire that again, it will fire 1 laser only. I can probably keep this cloak hack cycle up indefinitely against the missile, but I'm not 100% convinced, which is why I'm shooting at weapons. At this point, it doesn't matter what I shoot at, 1 more damage and they die. The critical thing is to not engage the hack until the cloak runs out, because otherwise you're wasting some of the time that you gain from basically draining the weapon charge. Cool. Let's go distress, there, store. Search for the ship. Well, at least we didn't take a bunch of hull damage for nothing there. We're gonna offensive hack here because they're trying to run away. And in this occasion, if they got away, it would actually result in the fleet pursuit doubling, which would be quite annoying. Gonna actually put a combat drone up as well to help damage multiple systems. We still haven't done enough to pull the pilot, but... we don't need to pull the pilot if we can just destroy the piloting system. I find against late game ships trying to pull the pilot, because they have so much crew, trying to pull the pilot is usually less effective than just breaking the piloting directly, unless you have a beam and can hit many rooms all at once. Well, we've been to many stores in this, but sadly none of them have had a drone recovery arm. I mean, at this point we might be able to just run drone parts, run the combat drone anyway in a lot of fights because we're near the end of the run. But I would have liked to be able to get the drone recovery arm and some more offensive drones, neither of which have materialized. Download the data stores. We could have full repaired there, but I don't feel much of a need to do that since we're getting 10 points of repair when we jump into Sector 8 anyway. And we should not exactly be taking very much damage at the moment with the Cloak-Hack cycle and all. Good. And your weapons are off forever. We could get shield training here, but I have things to do, so let's not do that. Speaking of beams, I don't actually want to use that. The amount of time it would take to upgrade onto it is too much for me, or amount of scrap rather it would take to do that is too much for me to want to spend. It is better than the weapons I have now, but it's not better enough that I would want to do it. I would rather get a Heavy 2 and upgrade directly onto that. These weapons are better at getting crew kills in Phase 1, which will be helpful since we do not exactly have a great anti-boarding team. It's not enormously important. It is a factor. Primarily it's the scrap cost relative to what I would get out of it that is the reason. Would have been nice to get a fire in this room given the isolated oxygen pocket, but no such luck. Double reward. To access to storage cache. That is a level 2 or maybe even level... No, it's not a level 3 hack. That's a level 2 hack on oxygen, so we do have to take some note of that. But we're completely safe now and can neutralize it at our leisure. Okay, I mean that's nice, but way too late. And it doesn't sell for very much even. I I have enough in sellables now that it would be worth going to the store anyway if I were to see one. Which I believe there has to be at least one more in this sector. Try to shield their ship with ours. Go to the shop. Okay, gonna take the auto reloader. And I'm kind of tempted to buy a second combat drone just for the flagship. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we can't sustain the drone part usage at other times, but against the flagship itself, it will help us just rush it down. We get a free weapon now, which we don't need and will not probably get an opportunity to sell unless we end up jumping to a store in Sector 8. Or if that had turned into a store, I guess, but frankly we get more scrap from just fighting this ship. Try to disable this missile. Let's fail at disabling this missile. There we go. We can't cloak hack cycle that missile indefinitely unless we are absolutely frame perfect. It will eventually break the cycle because it fires too quickly, but you can do it for a very long time. And especially with stealth weapons, you can do it for long enough that you should be able to tag it and knock it offline. So, let's upgrade the backup battery and that. We would like to get a repair station here for drone parts. This one looks like it's in a better location. I wish they weren't taking control of this beacon because I'd like to go repair there, but... yeah. Now we will be able to liberally spam both combat drones against the flagship. Start getting some buffers. I definitely want level 3 piloting here for in case we have our pilot get mind controlled in the final phase. If we are doing double drone stuff, we probably won't get very many crew kills owing to not being able to control what they're shooting at, but it doesn't matter because we can just rush them down. If they're piloting, these weapons are only dangerous if I fall asleep and don't cloak if they get me down to 1 shield. We could have got another shot off there, but due to having the auto reloader. But we have no great need to pull that off, so just cloak now. Okay. We'll put the heavy laser into weapons and the burst 2 into cloaking. We are now permanently safe. Do that. I'd probably like to damage buffer weapons as well, although that isn't strictly essential. One moment. Okay. I got got very confused there because I didn't see a hacking drone when I came back, but I also couldn't launch one. These weapons are not too dangerous. I can get a good fire going in their weapons, unlike critical. Don't seem to be having much luck with fires on this particular run. Even though we have burst 2 and a heavy laser, and by all accounts we should be getting more fires like that. Speaking of fires, let's go put that out before it burns down and does me damage. I should have just cloaked that, that was lazy. But thankfully multi-Engis put it out in time. Give the repair skills to the Engi. Go here and then maybe hit another repair station. What should I do with this scrap? Let's get a damage buffer on weapons. If there's a store there we could go to. Sell the scanners and the hull 2 that we have. Ooh, outpost. Right back at you. So that ion drone is actually the most dangerous thing here, although it hasn't landed in a spot that's particularly concerning. What room do you count as being in? I guess you count as being in the med bay since you're taking oxygen damage. You know what? Put these up. We have lots of drones, we might as well use them. Their drones here are more dangerous than their weapons. Single most likely way that we are to take damage in this fight will be if that ion intruder somehow ended up in my shields. Get exploded. Double 63s. Okay, we're definitely not getting another store, so let's just fight, repair, base. We could probably safely use 2 combat drones in this fight and not risk running out, but I see no reason to do that. That's useful. Can we get a fire gun in there? Yes, we can. You're dead. I think this could actually be a crew kill. Yep. Let's see, they have 5 systems left and 4 hulls, so that is a little awkward. What I'm hoping is they run out of air in the weapons. That the fires basically vent themselves out. They'll run to try to get into that room, and they'll either be battering themselves against a locked door in a room that has fires in it, in which case they die, or they'll be battering against a locked door in a room that has a breach in it, in which case they'll die. But we do have to sit here and wait for a little bit. We want this to burn down anyway so they can't run away. I think unfortunately they may have high enough oxygen that that won't happen. However, the other way that they could die here, of course, is the fire can't really spread this way due to the lack of air. So we go to shields and then to oxygen. And I'm hoping the oxygen would burn down and they would suffocate before it would do enough hull damage to kill them. Especially since it would take a very long time for it to burn the shields down. Yeah, it's spread in there, and they have enough rooms to run away to that if the fire spreads to oxygen and teleporter that they won't blow up, or that they will blow up before they can run out of air. It really just depends on how long it takes to burn the oxygen down. Had the fire spread to oxygen quickly enough, we might have been able to, like, kill this person in the fire and this person with lasers, but actually, no, that wouldn't have been possible anyway. Okay, so it's now just a question of, does this burn the oxygen out quickly enough to prevent the fire from spreading into teleporter and blowing them up? I suspect it won't, unfortunately, because that oxygen appears to be upgraded, so it will take longer to burn down, and that buys more time for it to spread to the teleporter. Although we could get it anyway if it spread to the teleporter and then very rapidly spread to piloting as well. They might both burn to death before either system burned down. Oh, well, it's burning out in most rooms, so it's just the fire and oxygen we need to be concerned about. Could you burn out, please? God damn it. Please be like a level 3 teleporter. We needed one more hull. How annoying. No, my power. This means we can power the combat drones with normal power, which is preferable to powering them with backup battery. We have a lot of consumables. No, our drones. Still gonna be right on. This phase isn't the last one. We're doing this. missiles because I clicked the wrong room. We can jump away and come back. And I'm going to, because why not? Of course, we could get tagged here since our clock was offline. Go, evasion. Fire over here, we could crew kill this because they have a lot of green people. Green people are bad at fighting fires. We don't appear to be having any luck with that. Maybe I spoke too soon. They did unfortunately get out because there were 3 of them battering on that door. Come on, burn the medbay down. Yeah. We might get it if we're patient enough. I just want to end the run. We have multiple hole smasher lasers if we needed them. Let's make very carefully sure to not click a different jump there, because if we did, we would lose the streak. Okay, bit of a punish for jumping away there. We may still be able to do this without damage. Plug the laser instead and chuck all of my lasers into the missiles to switch them off. And yeah, they're gonna go kaboom as soon as they get out of there. 0 damage phase when you have your shields hacked is pretty good. So I will take it. We have no upgrades that we can get. Let's wait for them to jump back to us. The boarding drone is going to be a pain in the ass this phase. I may actually want to swap one of my crew around so that... Actually, no, what am I talking about? I have an anti-personnel drone. Bot battle. In that case, I don't even need to do the oxygen thing because my anti-personnel drone doesn't need to breathe. I'll only need to do that if the drone lands in one of my systems that has a crew. I don't want a level 3 cloak here anyway. Switch those missiles off. We will engage in honorable bot battle. Typically I wouldn't want a level 3 cloak here, but I do here because I'm going to switch my other combat drone on and they're going to be dead. You know, it means my anti-personnel drone will lose this fight. Almost would have been preferable if he died here because now we have to wait for him to get his hit points back. Oh well. What can we upgrade here? A medbay, I guess. So what we want to do in this phase, before we start it, is just run our pilot out so that if he gets mind controlled, someone else can move in there. So as we jump, we'll run you towards the doors. We can also do the runaway trick here if we want to. But I probably don't. Okay. We can ignore this for a little bit because we have a buffer point in there. Let's actually power the 2 combat drones so we can cut through their Zoltan shields quickly. We've actually killed quite a few of their crew anyways. Okay, it's annoying that they're in there. We might get tagged because of that. Oh no, we can get 100% cloak evade even with our pilot being distracted. Put the anti-personnel drone on for a moment. Actually, no. So we're gonna just, since we have stealth weapons, we'll just go and engage the shield hack right now. For a moment, you have max piloting training as well. Everyone back to your stations. And that is a 0 damage flagship. We didn't find drone recovery arm, but we were still able to do some multi-offensive drone stuff at the end there. And it was a very, very strong run. Yeah. Little over 6,000 is a good score. The long-range scanners mean we get that sort of 1 ship defeated for every 2 beacons explored ratio that I'm usually expecting when I have scanners. Sometimes it's a little bit better, but we had, unfortunately, Sector 6 and 7 in this run. We were forced to go to Engi sectors. So that will bring the score down a little bit, because there's long-range scanners don't help you find fights if there are no fights to find. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't believe we've done Zoltan C on this streak so far. Let's just check. No, we have indeed. This is the only Zoltan shield left. Zoltan ship, rather, left. So, we'll play Zoltan C next time out. It's pretty similar to Engi A, actually, but with a significant crippling power deficit. Oh, I will see you for the next run. Bye for now.